Alrighty, here with the finalists for Canada's Smartest IT for 2011. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for coming from various and sundry places, and congratulations on your nomination. So I thought we'd just go around the room because we have different industries, different sizes of organizations here, and just talk about how you saw IT as an enabler of more than simply process efficiency, but something that could change your business or change the business of your customers. So Peter, can we start with you?
Well, we're actually not a IT company at all. We are a hydraulic manifold manufacturer, and what we really ended up was an accidental product. It turned out that there was some technology we needed, and it just wasn't available. So, well, since it wasn't available, so we started to do it for ourselves. And it was quite a long process, but after we finished the product, it was such an incredible improvement on our performance and company performance that basically you figured this was the way to go. So, and then really what happened is that a lot of tool salesmen came in, they saw the product, and they said, you got to do something with this one. So, but as was in the beginning, it was only meant to be internal to be used. And then after a while, we realized that we really had something significant there. And we started to hire some people to commercialize the whole product. And what came out of it was fantastic. So now we know that we only can really go on with IT. That's the key for everything, really.
Manufacturing in Canada, people say it can't be done, people say it's not competitive compared to offshore. How are you proving that wrong?
Well, the thing is that in general, because we are from Vancouver, and in Vancouver there's no large industry, and therefore the quantities you have is always really small. So, and with small quantity on CNC machine, the problem is that you have to do setup all the time. So when you're looking at let's say the hydraulic manifold has 6 sides and you have a small volume, you maybe have to set up 3 times a day, and each time takes an hour and 15 minutes. So half the day is gone. You haven't done absolutely nothing other than setting up the machine, and that was killing actually this small volume. What we were able to do with the IT, however, we reduced it to 5 minutes. So it was setup of a machine was no issue, and that really is a game changer, because industry in general doesn't like to buy large volumes. They like to do small volumes because they don't like to have inventory. And that really allows companies to manufacture to large volume pricing, small volumes. That's really what the game changer is all about.
That's kind of a cascading effect, because you can be more productive and you can actually improve the supply chain. That's great. Right. What's the unique approach your organization has taken?
Yeah, well, I think what's interesting is, organizations used to look how to implement IT into their business, and now it's kind of evolved to it being a necessity. It's no longer is it good. It's now completely required, and the interesting task that we now have is figuring out how to make all the different technologies work together. So they'll come to us and say, listen, we have we have our ERP, we have our different systems. How do we all make them work together? Can they all work together? So we're seeing a lot more of collaboration and integration, really being a key in the success of technology in a lot of companies.
Yeah, we think, in fact, our research shows that productivity increases in terms of collaboration with the amount in lockstep with how much integration you do. So I would completely support that as a premise. Teachers, but financial services, kind of a unusual mix.
Right.
Let's talk about what you've done.
Well, what I've done is the big banks always wanted to do email money transfers, but we looked at it and saw that email was kind of going down and text was rising. So we decided to take that to the next step and introduce text banking. So instead of doing email transfers, we introduced both. So we allowed our members that are across Ontario to do text banking, and we were the first in Canada to introduce text banking for the financial institution industry. And that allowed our members and beyond to use their smartphones to text money to each other and email money to each other without having the use of a computer right in front of them. So mobile banking to the next step, that's what we did. And we were the leading edge on that. And
So financial institutions are conservative by nature. I don't imagine teachers are much different.
right.
How do you ensure security? How do you ensure privacy? How do you, in a text-based world?
Well, in the text-based world, we have, within that, there's an increased authentication. So it's not just when you text, email text or text banking. There's a second layer that we have that is RSA security, that they have to answer a question before they accept the text, and they accept the money into their funds or their accounts.
And for me, one of the ones we had an opportunity to talk before. The exciting part is the innovation they drove with such a small team. I think you were telling me what you have yourself and
Yeah, there's myself and 2 full-time and a co-op student.
Yeah, and to be the first financial institution to implement that modern implementation, given how pervasive texting is truly significant. That's a great story.
Well, as you guys say, the mid-market is the engine of a smarter planet.
I've heard
right?
that. Yes, that is a good thing. That's a great example of
So,
it. Yeah.
speaking of mid-market, small, rural healthcare. Now, technology is becoming more and more integral to the delivery of healthcare. How do you do it when you're remote and when you don't have a lot of IT resources?
Lean on vendors when you can. Do a lot of research on your own. That's basically the 2. Vendor relationships are key. We wouldn't have been able to implement ZenApp without our chosen vendor. At the time, we were moving into a new hospital, and we had all the other parts to go along with it. New network, new phone system, rollout of 100 more terminals for the staff to use. So that was a piece that we couldn't take on internally, so we had to lean heavily on IT weapons to implement. We work with them, but that was the only way it was going to go forward.
And how about training up your own staff in terms of the ability to support the solution on an ongoing basis?
It's honestly a kind of ongoing training. I'm the kind of key resource for most applications, and the 2 staff underneath me, I feed them what they need to know at the time. Otherwise, it's just too much for one person to take care of all by themselves. So we're only a staff of 3, and we have 500 users. And, it's challenging some days.
Doug, IBM has a partner-first strategy in the mid-market. I mean, is that kind of what you put, the arrow you put in your quiver to help organizations like this?
Yeah, we really exactly that. I mean, we recognize you need local support, you need expertise that fits your specific industry need, and we very much, that's our strategy in terms of how do we sell through partners and add value that really hits the mark for you locally. So I think that's a great example, and how you can lean on that expertise is great enabler of great solutions. So,
Shane, any questions from you?
Yeah, so Infotech has created this great program to celebrate your successes and to tell your stories. But I'm interested in your own organizations. To what extent do your employers help communicate the value that you've contributed to your organizations to kind of celebrate your successes, if at all? Is it something that they are able to identify and to communicate to other people on your team?
The greatest day is the day you have no phone calls.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I don't hear from somebody after we implement something, I know I did a good job.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going wrong.
So true.
Yeah.
That's a sad state. Yeah. It's like umpires and referees.
That's right. Yeah.
If you don't know their name,
Yeah.
they did a great job.
That's right. Great. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of positive feedback from you know, our clients and the people we do business with about, you know, maybe something that, you know, their people weren't using before. You know, SharePoint was a big one. No one was using it. It was simply too difficult. You know, after we integrated everything to be so seamless, did a bit of training, and it was very helpful for the employees. You know, it showed them how easy it can be, and you know, they were very vocal about telling us, you know, we did a great job, and it's nice to get a pat on the back, and you know, see that you're helping people and you know, helping technology move forward. So it was big for us.
Yeah. And for teachers, they are on the move all the time, and they're very busy. They hardly have time to sit at home in front of a computer. So giving them that mobile banking experience, wherever they are, whenever they want it, that's all they want. So the leading edge technology, that's what they're always constantly asking for, so that's what we have to strive to get.
Well, 4 great stories, and congratulations to each of you on your nominations, and good luck tonight.
Thanks.